Hello. 101.5 FM.
Yeah. If you want to sit near the camera, discussion with you, we need to situate it in certain contexts.
Okay.
Near the time, one will say enrollment figures is the end. Well, on this occasion, let me not say NDC, but it's Kobe saying his analysis of how free SHS, the policy has fared, is all rooted in Nkrofo cultural and social nana. Because if you are looking at growth in enrollment figures, you should be using enrollment figures of the previous year against the current year. You are only quoting figures of Nkrofo cultural exams, But even so, you see, how do we calculate growth? Let's take candidates, for example. So candidates in time T, the difference of candidates in time T and candidates in time T minus 1, which is the previous year. A ratio of that with the current population of that is what gives you the growth rate. Yeah. So you are going to subtract candidates 2019 from Nyombe Chro 2020. You divide it by Nyombe Chro in 2020. Yeah. That gives you the no projection. No, I'm talking about growth. That's how you calculate growth. And when you do that calculation, you are going to get 7.88%, which is almost 7.9% growth. No, you are that's right. Previous year it was 5.9%. So if you are recording 7.9% compared to 5.9%, you cannot tell me that is lower growth. Unless maybe 7.5 means maybe we have changed which one is bigger. But if 7 is still bigger than 5, you cannot tell me 7.9. And 7.88 to be precise. You see?
And Atik, sorry figures. Atik, sorry figures, Krana, even regional breakdown.
No, also enjoy absolute figures, and let's deal with ratios. Let's deal with percentages. No, Miba. Oh,
increase. Way better and percentage.
Kobe, how do you calculate your growth? If you want to talk about the growth in the number of candidates over a period, how do you do it? You take the population of Nkrofo Mbechro Eneno. You take Nyomuchro last year, Efrim. Then you divide it by Nyombechro this year. Then you multiply by 100. That gives you your growth rate. So if you are saying, you enjoy absolute figures, and let's deal with growth rate.
But absolute figures.
No, well, maybe he has a reason, but let's grant him that.
And they are convincing enough. Sir,
maybe he prefers percentages.
No, meba. Me mami, and me papa. Our mote goes. You muti and say. Afra say, and Chronic Quatrains of him. Nipa do say a quatrain.
It's as simple as that.
Was Sabia 50,000. Was a fee 2020. And Quala say a quatrain. Was Sabia 60,000. Was a normal dorsal. Sanity. Edua will be our Tifia, copy mammy, and me mammy. Percentage. But even even when it comes to using percentages, they will still not win that argument. Maybe there are other reasons. You can make all kinds of arguments. But to say, we are using candidates on WASSCE as a basis to say, the free SHS hasn't been successful because it has not resulted in more enrollment. And who basis say, Nyomuko Chron social no. Yenjai absolute figures, which indicates higher, but yenjai then use percentages. Even if you are using percentages, it still tells you say there is a 7.9% increase over the previous candidates are omuchro. Okay, Atik.
What you say?
Atik.
That is precisely what it means.
Atik. So because
it was 7.8.
No. In total for this year.
This year.
So that's the percentage growth that you have.
Yes.
I'm saying it's before there had been percentage growth for 9.8%.
Which year?
With a certain year, that was 2019. We are 9.18%. So why would you use 7.88%? Higher than that one.
You see? Good. Samson, if in 2018, for example, the number was less. What you say? Now in 2019, and in 2019, for example, number no more. You would expect a percentage to be higher. But in the following year, the percentage is going to be less because because previous year number no course you may not be able to get number and it may be higher than the previous year there no. But so mama ubenya percentage ebe bro 9 point whatever no 9.1 no.
But okay, I take me question say. Yem fan say. 2019 and 2020 pepe. Me fan say
okay. Okay.
Into a chance of free education yeah.
No, Apache say it has not led to the kind of enrollment increase now.
Output
they were waiting to see their performance. Output they want to mean can.
Because you wanted to boost the enrollment, your friend say, and conform a pass it out. Myself, curiosity, what if you without your friend saying free SHS, just look at chef, what if you 2018-2019 figures. So 2018 and 2018 figures.
20
why all this 2018 2019.
No, look at
2018 the enrollment was.
What is this for portal?
Enrollment. I'm talking about enrollment. It was 316.
The difference between that one and 2019, which was 346,098, in fact, in absolute figures, was 29099.
Okay.
The percentage was 9.18%. What the absolute figures? The absolute figures in 2019 was 29099, and in 2020 is 29639. I mean, after with free SHS.
What's it?
The difference between 2018 and
2019. The increase was 29,099. Then in 2019-2020, the difference is 29639. Do the deduction. Now share the
oh my god.
And that is after free SHS.
Oh no,
that is after free SHS.
Is that the kind of analysis
so how would you want to do? How would you want to do it?
So okay.
Also absolute figures. Yeah, check the abaso. So we did 2019 and 2020.
No, there are using differences. These are not absolute figures. You are using differences.
Oh, listen.
These are not absolute figures. These are differences.
So okay, there has been.
If you are going to use absolute figures, you should use the absolute figure for 2019.
The difference. So the difference.
Oh no,
the difference when you. Just less than 5,000.
No, you see. Analysis are all here and say he's taking differences, then he's comparing.
Yeah.
But you see, if you want to compare, if you want to compare the absolutes. 2019, say natural. 2020, say natural. Now you see, between the absolutes, if you want to deal with percentages too. Now I understand. But I know say, you see, if like your economy is growing, for example, now in 2020 you grew by say 10%. And if you grow by 5%, it is less than the 10% I will grow in 2020. No,
if you want to put
no, I say it's here for tears here, so that this discussion will be in a proper context. If you grow by 10% in 2020, and if you grow by 5% in 2021, it means that you have grown lesser than you grew in 2020. Because on 2020, when you can see that, until 5% of you can see that no. Okay. That is the kind of analysis I hear. And I'm saying, sir, because you want to ignore absolute figures, no, you think, sir, getting 7.9% is less than 9.1% because 9.1%. So who say I didn't mean that. And if you are getting a percentage of 7 of Nyenyin Dada, no, you should realize a song. What I say, to make the conversation easy, the best is to deal with the absolute figures.
A dear bank authority, and obey to make Jinaso, and they ignore absolute figures
because it's convenient for them.
No, but
it's the easiest. That's the easiest.
It's the lazy man's approach.
What is lazy man's approach?
To calculate. I mean, so if you want to do projections, how would you do the projections?
Projection of.
If you want to do a projection of the growth, person project say in the next 5 years.
You take your. You see. When we are doing projections, when we are doing projections, you take your previous records, then you use that to do projections.
So there should be a factor.
What kind of factor?
What would be the rate?
When you say rate, it is your projection that will give you the rate.
So in this case, you just take the growth.
Now, there's some more being cast in Biana.
He's even distracted. Let me.
It's because you're choosing the easiest and the lazy man's approach.
It's not lazy man's approach.
Which should it be the case?
Anyway, the point is that Nkrofo mu chro nsɔhwɛ no afi omodo so sin ne omochro no afi a
ɛno na me pese
no me ba
29,000 plus
afi biasa chef afi bia no what the same number na say ko actually.
Oh,
so how do you assess performance?
And every year the same number.
Every year there is increase. Every year look at it. Every year there will be increases.
So we are talking about increases.
So how do you tell me say we are just we?
No be a
Samson.
Kobe
every day we are just
Kobe.
Samson.
Kobe, Mr. Manini.
Samson, in 2018, we the mamembo figures no. Let for who say whether increase are okay. Say afibia ebi beka ho no. Whether 2020 there no. A door so sin near na ebeka ho no because 2018 you had 316,999. Then fan say 317,000. 2019 you had 346,098. Look, between 346 and 375, it is huge.
Yeah.
What you say?
Yeah.
And the media, you have about, say a little over 30,000. Abekahun. But the point is, if you are doing analysis of free SHS,
why check between 316 and 346?
Kobe, o microphone off. But I take twaso. But doing a microphone. Yes, I name.
I'm in twaso.
Yeah.
You see, we need to. What is the essence and the rationale behind free SHS? You see, your car enrollment is only one. It's just a byproduct. The main idea behind free SHS is to afford accessibility to Nkrofo on Peso Muko secondary school. That is the idea.
Every student willing.
Exactly. The idea behind free SHS is accessibility. What was the accessibility? There are two forms of it. We have the physical accessibility and the financial accessibility. Physical accessibility, school are there and all of that. But we have tried physical accessibility over the period. Abain biaba usi schools to afford that physical accessibility. But I know the fact that what the interest will be able school. Do na entimin go school because they can't afford to go to school. And you have a policy that says that we need to complement the physical accessibility with financial accessibility, such that cost secondary school won't reassure. That is every policy has a rationale, and that is the rationale of this policy. As for increases in your enrollment, those are byproducts. They are only functions of the major and the bigger rationale, which is to ensure that you afford school the opportunity to be in school. Until whether that leads to increases in enrollment or not, and we are byproduct. And if it were just enrollment, until I buy a way, we want to increase enrollment. Because there are some places you don't need free SHS. Why? Whether there is free SHS or not, they will still enroll their kids in schools. What you say?
But I think maybe some say more. Your movie, your fair gym, and your koi. Into school now. Now was your cocrania and your koi.
Absolutely.
America. Yes. Obi, and we be more one of your koi.
Yes.
Me made to phone be almost soon ya distinction.
Yeah.
But when you that opportunity
to go, yes.
Me who am crampo be.
Yeah.
The point is that on mine so ain't been decided so the policy be ba. And nipa no team so omo beto omo kakra na.
Well,
and you know, sanka 3 years. Obi ekura nkwala mi no. And adwuma, ohwe adwuma a wo ye. And shada nya ye bia. Free or no free. Obe forso and ba ako. But abai aje that burden.
Yes.
And M1 and save no bibiana.
Ebe se nyoma bebre. Sika bebre. Until make us say you need to look at to assess to say policy ayade and say enyade. What is the objective of the policy? Every policy be our objective and rational. And no, you don't do policy analysis by just saying you take a symptom and say symptom wenti policy na yade and say nyade. Because enrollment is just a byproduct. The main objective of the policy, and if you take the free SHS policy and you read the preamble, it talks about affording every child the opportunity to be educated. What you say? And it's about removing the burden of another constraint, finance, from the way Senabe Kolabi or Peso secondary school be a bit miyako. And look, I always cite the example of Nkrofo Umunya the opportunity to enjoy the Northern Bursary and our Northern Scholarship na ya eta friend no. Sebi nkrofo bebe a omutimi call secondary school was slim. It is largely because nyanhihye bia ultimately kana awufo etua as far as education at the secondary level is concerned no. Enti fane say me kaipa the time I na metua me admission fee at the time Emre now it was 519 so that would be 51 cedis 90 pesos. Time I na me metua 51 cedis 90 pesos e Ghana secondary school in Tamale no. Nkrofo a omu papa num efisi omu sika until they could bring them to Prempeh College. You know how much they were paying at the time? They were paying close to 3 million. Me admission fee crowd Legon and 3 million.
Yeah.
But at the time I meet 51 cedis 90 pesos. People in Prempeh sabi they decided to omu schools in northern region. Until omu di omuma ebahanum. They were paying almost 3 million.
Yeah.
And imagine say if I were to pay the full fees, I had 3 million. One day young baby, secondary school and I mean Kobimpo. So the idea is to afford financial accessibility to all manner of persons. And idea there were free SHS no who say. Unim say it's a poverty alleviation program and a policy. Kofi Annan ne can ask him say, or see the shortest way out of individual and societal poverty is education. And the facts say are buying man nipadudu no secondary school no. In a way, it's also helping to reduce poverty because when you are educated, like Kofi Annan said, it helps you out of individual and societal poverty. And anyway, you don't assess the performance and the benefits of this policy on the basis of you can say cultural and social no. And so Bisam who say, has there been any word and has there been any child beer Otro BC onyan resource opeso ko secondary school want me ankwa na simply because nipa no entimi ntua. These are the fundamental questions as a bisa to be able to assess the performance of our policy. If indeed a kolabia otro BC you know enya kwan to access secondary education simply because of policy, then the policy has been a success.
Hello, 101.5 FM.